Info ads for B2C. Profile visit between 3 cents to 15 cents. That's the data that needs to be in between. Then we have cost per follower between $1 to 5. Cost per qualified follower needs to be between 2 and 10, depending on the type of offer. So you run e-com, like then if you have a qualified follower for $10, it's still super good. After the qualified follower, you have basically cost per conversation. Cost per conversation needs to be anywhere between 5 up to 15 per qualified conversation. And then your cost per call should be anywhere between 10 to 50.
Yeah.
This sort of stats. So like based on the sheet that I just sent you, you need to track like every single component of that sheet. Ben & Wessel, marketing, spend, followers, new convo started, inbound and outbound. So you need to have a setter that does the outreach constantly to new followers that come in within under an hour. So get a setter on it that works 8 hours per day from 9 to 5, and he reaches out to every single person. Then you have follow-ups. How many follow-ups? You need to do 50 follow-ups every single day. New conversation started, preferably 100. So normally when your cost per follower is, let's say, like I have a lot of organic people coming in, right? We're starting the organic now with the ads and everything. But with ads, technically, based on the data that we have so far, you have a $2 spent per follower. Meaning you need to spend $200 to get 100 conversations, right? So setter needs to make sure that he reaches out to everyone. So aim for 100 new conversations started. That's difficult because we don't spend $200 yet. But when we start spending $200 per day, and then 50 follow-ups on the prior days, your setter can always go through a lot of different people and things and whatever. Book call is like question mark, depends on what it is. Today's call showed, offer dropped on the sales call. So how many people have you presented the offer to? And then call close. One super important funnel is this. We have an interaction, so we have a conversation with an opener. Then after the conversation, you have a sales call where the appointment is basically set. So set appointment, and then the official, technically like sales call is like 3 days later. You get my point?
Yeah, I get it.
Within the conversation, you do two things. You either send one value asset that we have created on the YouTube. So this is not a vlog. This could be a vlog as a value asset, but any other asset as well to provide a lot of value.
Video,
So Miro video is perfect. Second, what you do is based on the testimonials that you're going to create with the clients. You're going to talk about from 0 to like 70K per month. You'll provide one testimonial as well before the appointment is going to be set. So you do this in the conversation. Yo, check this out, what we did with the other guy we just showed, and like then you can potentially hop on a call because people get qualified and converted by this. So you send one asset before you present them the call. Because we get more volume coming through the door. When the volume is under 50 new conversations started per day, you can do either 0 to 1. Depends. So you can sometimes send nothing and just book them in a call. And sometimes you send them one asset. When it's 50 interactions per day or less. With you guys, it's starting, so it's less. So for now, you can send nothing or one. When it's 50 to 100, you have 1 to 2. And 100 plus, you can do 3 assets. The reason why is because you maintain quality when you send 3 assets. You have to understand that when you have a conversation, and people see a vlog, they see a credibility, like a testimonial, and they also see a like Miro video, and they see all these videos, they get on a call, and they're kind of like, yeah, here's my money, I'm ready to pay. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Then you set the appointment. After the appointment, I would send them either another testimonial or what I have, a deliverables document. So here I send them a deliverables document explaining my deliverables and what the mechanism is that gets me from, that gets me to where I am. So for example, people pay me because they like my brand, but they also pay me because of the profile funnel. You guys said to me, yo, Nick, you know what? Like, I like your brand. I've seen your videos. There's a lot of value. So many people in the Dutch market are running like a VSL funnel. I just want to try something new with the profile funnel. So for me, that was a perfect hook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you show me your cost per follower you have on these ads that you run like a couple of weeks ago?
For this profile visit.
Yes.
Right?
How much spent?
In total, it's 122 in spent.
Yes.
And we got
9 cents
per profile visit.
Easy.
And we got 1 to 2K.
50 Instagram followers based on, that's like $2.20 per follower. And when we run these ads for a couple days, you had like around like 100 to 150 followers, and you got 3.5K paid in full from it. One sale, and the total spent was that the 200? because the other 300 that we talked about was that prior to these ads that we run, because that's important to know, because the spend is different compared to 500 spent or like 150 spent. It's a big difference. It's a massive ROAS.
I think that guy came out of this ad.
Yeah,
And before,
It's important for now to track this here every time.
Definitely.
If he came from these ads and show me the total spend, you spent total like $200. That's like crazy, right? Like that's what is it, 15, 17x ROAS on these ads specifically because the profile that you have is super optimized. DM store, he probably DM'd you, right? He DM'd you with the inbound words, or did you reach out to him?
No, he DM'd me.
Can you show me the conversational flow?
Yeah.
Like the flow of the conversation?
It's a long one, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. And then he what did he saw specifically? He saw, for example, testimonials. Did he saw like your own brand? Did he saw the client results? Do you know what he specifically saw that made him attached to paying $3,500? So the way you make that easier for yourself, not having a lot of conversations, is sending these assets in between. So convo to appointment set to sales, you basically send a couple different assets in between. Make sure you do this before the call with every single person.
Do you send it out by DM or do you have an email flow set up?
That's a good question. No, purely in the DM. You can just send them in the DM and you can follow up. Just what we did with the guy like a half hour ago, right? You send him an asset and then like he came back and said like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
But then they're already sold and pre-sold and they have interest. Right now, the only problem is because we don't spend enough on ads. We've only spent 200. If we calculate it as 200, it's not enough spend.
No.
So when we have $2,000 in ad spend, we have so much more data so we can see exactly, okay, what's the process and what's going on. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
When it comes down to the video pattern interrupt ads for B2C, it's action driven. I already explained this before.
Yeah.
Problem solution driven and credibility driven. Now, what I want to do is I want to launch one, or technically two, but one ABO campaign with 3 different targetings. We're gonna do that live. And out of the 3 targetings, it basically has 5 different creatives. Make sense?
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Show me the creatives you have.
Right now or before?
No, before you run with the 3.5K PIF.
Let me check.
Put ads, yeah. And show me the 3 best performing ones. Yeah, so the total cost per profile visit, 920 profile visits. The cost per profile visit was?
10 cents.
10 cents, okay. 10. And then the total followers?
32.
And the total spent?
Let me check. 96 euros.
96. $100, okay. So that's like $3 per follower, which is still super good. Everything under 10 is good as long as it's like decently qualified. That makes sense.
We have also this testimonial video. 744 profile visits.
Yeah. 13?
7 cents per.
Yeah, crazy.
And
55, and you have 7
euros
followers.
spent.
How many followers? 17. That's also like 3, 2.5. 13.
followers
That's
out
like 3. 3.20. That's not bad. So now we have an ABO campaign. We launched super similar ads. So as you can see here, we're gonna run one ABO campaign. Then we're gonna run a couple different targeting with entrepreneurship and like the targeting you did with this one as well. Which targeting did you follow?
It was broad.
It was broad. Okay.
So we have targeted.
That's why we do one entrepreneurship, we do one retargeting. You get the point?
Yeah.
And we do one broad, where we exclude the audience. So it's completely broad, it's retargeting only to followers, and it's entrepreneurship, focused on people that want to do entrepreneurship. That makes sense, right? And then we run 5 different creatives with the ones we just described and explained. Now you have a creative where you have this creative, and then here at the bottom, it's like, okay, follow me to learn more. But with B2C creative, this works super well. But the problem is if you do here, follow me to learn more, and you have one specific picture of like a Stripe screenshot like this, like a result, it's bad because like you get a lot of unqualified people because the only thing that people see is like one screenshot.
Yeah.
So this is what they see. So what I would do, and you will get less followers but more qualified followers, is like add at least some good text to it. So for example, you said like Juno made $20,000 in 2 weeks with this formula or whatever, but maybe even add a little bit more to it, testing it, you know? So we have basically, you take your best creative you have, and 2 of the creatives are like this, simple, right? You make 2 super simple with a little bit of text, the best performing ones. You relaunch them or you change them. And 2, you make a little bit more complicated. So you do same with a text, but like you add more, you can add something here, you add like a strategy to it or whatever it is. You make it a little bit more complicated. You reposition the text on the bottom, the way we talked about this, right?
I
I
think
think I
more
made-
creatives.
Yeah, so
Test out more
so
creatives.
so here we have one, for example, ecom screenshot. We have follow to learn more because we run it as an ad. This is how Juno made $50,000 in his first
I
month.
already did this.
Exactly, and that will probably bring less followers but more qualified ones.
But this is the most or the best performing one at the moment. So
Okay,
from
then-
the ones
then-
that we launched yesterday.
Easy. Then what you do is you remake this. You remake this, you duplicate it, and you just change small things to it.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because you're there super good in lighting. That works super well. Have you seen my thumbnail from yesterday from my YouTube video?
Yeah.
Have you seen the lighting on my face?
Yeah.
The lighting is so important.
But also
Here, your lighting is shit.
Yeah.
In the other one, the lighting is perfect. So lighting is super important. So then we have 5 different creatives that we run under 3 different targeting. That makes sense. And it also makes sense. Show me this one. Yeah, that are things you can launch easy. So
we launched all of this.
okay. So then we have these 3 different types of targetings running. You put them all on a spend of what I would do. Okay, if we're gonna launch new ones as well, like I would run them on a spend of like 35 each, and you see like how they perform per day. What you do after 4 days of running this, you should have spent a total of $400.
Yeah.
And then what we do after these 4 days, we see exactly the amount of followers we got from it, the amount of conversations started, the amount of calls booked, the amount of deals closed, right? From it.
Yeah,
and then
because we can track this.
correct.
also,
And then we
yeah.
turn 2 off and we run only one of them and we spend the full 100 on that one.
Okay, yeah.
So we scale it up and we kill the bad.
We kill the bad ones.
We'll
and
kill the
we
bad
replace
ones.
the budget.
We replace the budget with the right ones. So we have the right one running, $100, $35 here, but that's not needed anymore because we spend all our $100 on one specific campaign. The second campaign we're gonna launch, same thing. I would do the exact same thing with like 3 different targeting, but the creatives are gonna be different. So now they're not gonna be story creatives. I would target the exact same thing because they are the best targetings. You can, for example, you can do broad retargeting. And to entrepreneurship, you can add like other interests, maybe like drop shipping, or maybe like just test out
But
like
it have to be interest.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Like
no, add like entrepreneurship, but also add like drop shipping. Also add like maybe high level achievers is a good one. I wouldn't do lead generation because it's drop shipping. Maybe something with e-commerce. Add like maybe you can add like the brand Amazon or something.
Yeah.
You know,
I get it.
that's going to be perfect for e-com. Then you have 5 different interests all in one ad set.
Yeah.
And then from here on, I think it's important that we launch 5 different or 3 different types of creatives in video format.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have one video format where we do a super generic hook with like, okay, if you're doing this, like you make we'll work on the hook together and things like that. But we'll make a super good hook. For example, if you're an e-com, you can do a super good opener, but the opener needs to be focused on not on speaking towards the ICP. So what a lot of people do in the market right now, which is a huge problem, is saying like, oh, if you're in e-commerce, this video is for you.
Yeah.
You
I
see
do
that everywhere.
I do the exact same.
Bro, it's super shit because everybody is doing it. So first of all, the cost per follower will be high. Like Instagram and Meta is smart enough to understand that doesn't really work anymore. So what I do in my hooks and in my content as well, I focus on optimizing for hooks that trigger pain points. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So you focus on hooks that trigger people's pain points. It's crazy. Was it 30K an hour ago?
Yeah, crazy.
Let's see, it's at 1.5 and 40K, let's see. But you get where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah.
Like the most important thing is create a hook based on a pain point. So think about this. When you're targeting people, and always target people that already make money with dropshipping, because when we have our own angle, we have our angle, right? The unique mechanism that we have right now is Google Ads. We're gonna use that.
So for example, like who could be, are you stuck within X and X?
You have been stuck running Facebook ads for such a long time, and you're so tired of it, you can make it profitable. Google Ads is the new mechanism, snap je? You know what I mean? So that's the most important thing. We're gonna be the ones that have testimonials, over 20, about the Google Ads. We have 20 testimonials from clients about the Google Ads.
Yeah.
Right? Where person 1 scaled from X to Z, 2X to whatever Z, and then 3X to Z, you know what I mean? It constantly goes on. So when people get on your profile and they see, okay, this guy just explained me that I can create a new opportunity running Google Ads, and you have 20 testimonials for people that run Google Ads successfully, bro, they're gonna be like, damn, this works.
Yeah.
You get my point?
Yeah.
So one, the hook, you target a specific pain point, not the person, but the pain point of the person. So for example, for me, an example, I'm not saying, okay, if you're a coach, you're making $5,000 to $10,000 per month, right? Like people that join me are that, but I'm not saying it. I'm saying like your lead flow has been shit. I could, for example, start with this. You guys would click on it. You have an amazing profile. Your content is doing well. Your clients get results, but for some reason your leads are still shit.
Yeah.
You would click on it, right?
100%.
You would, because you're in that exact pain. That's the problem we're solving right now. So you get my point? Like when I make a video about that now, you would immediately click, and you would even, like you would probably go to the YouTube and watch like, what is this guy saying? Because he spoke to my specific pain. So figure out that angle in the pain point that you create the hook out of. A hook is like 0 to like normally like 3 seconds, where people either click off or either they stay. They stay or they click off.
And then you got the body.
And then you got the body. I explained this with Daniel as well. Exactly. With the body, the most important thing is make people think or trigger them that well that they kind of start to think for themselves. Because when they're in the body, this is what does the conversion. The body does all the conversion. Like it helps people, it does the conversion. So in the body,
let them stay in the video.
That's the point. You need to create the hook to make them go into the body, because this is what makes people pay. And here you can go more in depth in like what you have to say and what you want to use and like your Google ad strategy and things like that, right? Because it's a super good, in my opinion, it's a super good marketing angle.
It is.
Maybe like it's like people have take a little bit longer to get the best results, but it's a good marketing angle to get proof of concept in. So the first one, where you create a hook, then you have the body, and then you have, for example, like a simple CDA where it's like, okay, follow me to learn more, right? And
well,
then
how do you want to put this in a video?
you can, for example, say, okay, the hook, like if you've been struggling with this, or not even if you've been struggling, but you can, for example, say like Facebook ads, like what I do with like carousel, one page. It's a good hook. We always laughed about it, right? But it works super well. So you can say like...
But do you want to put the hook in text? Because you're...
No. I'm framing it as text, but this is all visual. So this is the script. Sorry, this is the script. You will do it verbal. So you will talk. You do the script. You utilize the script. The body is all the script as well. You take like you have like a nice, good background. And then the CDA is like basically to your profile. Now, within 65%, you need to already do a CDA with like follow me, where most people will follow you. But at the end, you do a last CDA. And in between, you do credibility. So how it looks like, it's this. It's hook, body, CTA, credibility, CTA. Again, last CTA. And then write it down, hook, video ads. And then before this hook, like then you know like the percentage of the video that it needs to be like. So for example, before hook, right after, writes there like 5%, body 50%, CTA 10%. Yeah, the latest CTA also 10%. And then the credibility 25. So this is the amount of space it should take up per individual point, you know? But when the hook is not good, this is all useless, bro. It's pointless, right? So that's super important.
So for example, what are we going to like globally say in the body?
The hook is all about curiosity. It's all about curiosity, because when you have curiosity in place, people start to think.
Yeah.
The body is all about pain points and solutions. The CTA is all about actions. Credibility is all about proof. Exactly. Because when you cover all these specific points, you have it figured out. So that's the first creative that we launched. The second creative, you can do the exact same body and everything like that, but you do a different hook. And same counts for the third one. You create a different hook.
Video ads to the same...
Yeah, you just have a different hook that you open with. Then you
still focusing on pain point, or
still focusing on the exact same thing on curiosity. And then you have this running. You have again 3 creatives. You should do $35 spent, and then after 4 days, same process.
We'll check it again.
So what we should have is 1 ABO campaign, ABO, then 1 ad set, and then 1 creative.
Yeah, at the end.
After the end, that is spent on $100 per day. So when this funnel is run, we have this completely running right now. When it comes down to the hook, when it comes down to the body, when it comes down to everything. Ads technically problem solved.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Your questions about it? Like any questions about this whole process?
No, I think all is clear.
Perfect. When this is done, what do people do? They technically go to the profile.
Yeah.
So what is the most important components of the profile? Yes, it's but like the
it's converted.
and the specific like assets we use is reels, stories, testimonials, and then people can eventually go to like a YouTube video. Which you have in the bio. So the most important thing is people see the reels, people see the stories, people see the testimonials. It does the nurturing work because it nurtures people to get to know more about who you are. And then conversion is like direct. So nurturing is technically like indirect. It's like people see videos and they'll like you more and they kind of get closer to paying. Converting is the same thing, but then it's like with a direct action. So like a sales call or like a setting process, you know, where it's like direct, where it's a direct action.
They will follow me and have the curiosity about.
This is based on like video and this is based on action. So action, a setter reaching out is an action. Closer closing deals is an action. You fulfilling is an action. That's conversion. And nurturing is like they do it out of themselves. You know what I mean? That's the difference. So then we have a setter in place. The KPIs of the setter. You get a decent amount of followers per day. Setter should reach out to 100% of these followers. We have an opener that creates curiosity.
So, example?
Inbound DM script. This is a crazy script because this is the script that I use for my own. You have value approach first, then the mindset behind what we do, lead efficiency and volume, market-based conversion, where the conversion happens. So this is our process specific of the setter behavior and communication. This is like the 8 steps that my setter takes to convert. When it comes down to the specific script, let's say prospects DM me the word info. The setter says, yo, what got you interested to reach out? Like, what is the reason why you reached out, right? We need to figure that out. The prospect said, I saw your content, scaling offers and launching new service next month. That's what you could say. Okay, nice. So you're looking for me to help you scale your offer. The most important thing in setting is like, why do people specifically reach out to you? So when you ask them, why did you specifically pick me? Or why are you reaching out to me? You're instantly getting them into a state of buying. Because the biggest problem that people have is they get people on sales calls, but then after the sales call, after 1.5 hours, they say, oh, does this cost money? You know, like, you know, a lot of offers have that, like, does this cost money? If this is free, like, I thought this was like a training. So we want to make sure everything is clear. Setter, okay, nice. Prospect, yes, exactly. Need more help getting clients. Okay, nice. We can hop on a call sometime soon, which is super quick, super quick. Normally what you do is you have like a qualification process in place. So like we have a qualification, objection and handling process in place. The most important thing is that you focus on these deeply defined ICP pain points, technically, to know what your client needs, and we can also build a custom script around it if that's something that you want. Just because like I'll send you this sheet as well. It will go over everything in depth. It will go over everything in depth.
That's great.
Yeah, and then we can see like every single part of the process. When it comes down to sale, like we do DM closing as well. It's not relevant yet, but it's like acknowledge, state of problem, identify solution. It does all the conversion itself. Outbound framework, ideal customer profile, the core demographics, the trigger events like context data. This is like the scripts that we use, but I have to refine these scripts. But this is like response rate. You can see like the response rate, what it specifically needs to be. 15 to 25%, positive response rate, appointment setting rate 2 to 5, show up rate 70 to 80%, and closing rate 15 to 25%. So it depends on like, you know, what you're focusing on, the key indicators. This is like an example of it, right? 400 messages sent towards new people. And this is real data. For you guys, not 400, but 1,000 DMs for the same value. You know what I mean? Like even if you have 400 messages that your setter sends to new followers, it takes you 2 days if you spend $200 a day. Right? Let's say you spend $400 today and $400 tomorrow. You have 200 followers and 200 followers when it's a $2 per. 400 total today you spent on ads. You spend 400 tomorrow.
So we can send.
That means you have 200 followers because it's $2 per follower, and another 200 followers. So you send 200 DMs per day. This is over 2 days. So over 2 days, you should have 60 responses, which is a super low response rate because people follow you. It's normally 50%. Sometimes it's 200. For me, it's like 200. KPIs, this is where the KPIs of like, when was this? Like June. So we see, for example, okay, follows. This is the follow-ups that we did. This is the outbound DMs that we sent, 100. The response rate is this. So the response rate is 50%, 24%, 30. So the average is like 35%. And then we see exactly, okay, positive responses is 14. No, not really. Like sometimes my secretary doesn't track, as you can see, but normally like here, 13 out of 21, 15. So it's definitely 50 to 60%. It's always almost 60%. So when your response rate is 60%, you can imagine you book 15 appointments when your setter is like good at booking good appointments. You have 10 qualified calls with whatever, like 10 qualified people showing up. and then you have 2 to 3 new clients that you acquire. And this is over 2 days. So even if this data couldn't be true, let's say, right, you do this over a whole week where you have 2,000 messages, you should at least be able to get 2 clients, right?
Yes, you be, bro.
Exactly. So out of this, but this is where spend comes into play. You need to spend. So out of the, let's say, 2,000 conversations, even worst case scenario for a B2C offer, because with B2C, the quality is always shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have 2,000, let's say you have 2 conversions and your offer is 3,500, 7K times 4, $28,000 per month. You get my point?
Yeah.
So that's the whole like setting process of how I would start the conversation. With setting, it's mainly like this. It's curiosity. So something that creates curiosity. What do I do to create curiosity? I say, yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yo.
Just on
Why
what
is
does
this guy
want
DMing
from
me?
me?
Yeah.
Why is this guy
Why is this
DMing
guy
me?
DMing me?
Exactly. And then what the prospect says, normally,
Yo.
yo.
Question mark.
He says, yo. You know? And then after yo, yeah, yo, question mark, whatever. You know what works super well? Comparisons. For example, you could say like, oh, you do dropshipping, you're running Google or Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Do you use Shopify or X? Do you do this or this? So for example, what I do right now in the conversational flow is super easy. Is, are you currently starting or scaling your info offer? People cannot even answer most of the time, like, what is an info offer? They don't even do that because I asked this question. So if I ask them the question, like, do you know what an info offer is? That comes off as way too B2C.
Yeah.
They think like, what the fuck's this for stupid guy? Like, obviously I know. And some people are like, I don't know. But the people that don't know that what an info offer is, like, how can they ever afford my price? And like, how can they ever even be interested? So after, like I say, are you currently interested? Are you currently starting or scaling your info offer? They say, for example, let's say scaling is easier for me, but let's say scaling. They say scaling. It's like, is the main bottleneck volume or quality of the leads? They say like volume, because you always want to lead the conversation, right? And then after, like they say like volume, has this problem been a problem for like 3 months or a year plus, whatever it is, right? Super organic. And say like, nah, been struggling with it for around 4 to 6 weeks. And then, you know, you keep going into the conversation, because what I do here, first of all, is curiosity. My response rate is 60%. You just saw it on my numbers. After that, I ask them qualifying questions, which is kind of figuring out their pain points. And when it's the right time, you kind of do proposal offer. You do proposal after you figured out what their pain points are. But it's like, I'm laughing a lot in the DMs as well. I'm having a lot of fun and like talking with people about like random stuff. Like I always smile, or I was like, I'm super like organic. Been struggling for you. So like, damn, bad you haven't been able to solve the problem yet or so. You know what I mean? Like it's some fun in the DMs, and like obviously the Dutch language is different to make jokes in. But you have questions about this so far? You do, or you don't?
No, I think it's all clear.
Yeah, but how do you drag them to a sales call? Like for the example in this conversation.
Yeah, that's a good question. So you have yo, interest. Okay, then you have a lot of pain points that you cover. So you have a lot of questions going back and forth. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
A volume based. Okay, cool.
You know,
and
where's the trigger for them to go into the sales call or book a call with you?
Yeah. So for example, like, okay, you've been struggling with it for around 2 to 6 weeks. You can say like this: is that also the reason of why you reached out to me? Because you were looking for help, I assume. You have to understand that when you even ask this question, it instantly like amplifies that they need help.
Yeah.
The whole point is that they know they're gonna get on a sales call. They know that it's gonna cost money, and they're ready to pay that money. When you know how to frame your questions right, it's gonna make so much more sense, if that makes sense. So is that also the reason of why you reached out to me? Because you wanted help? Yes, exactly. Okay, and then normally what I do is this. I'll send you an asset that will solve your exact problem. Cool if I shoot it over. And then I send that link to the asset. If they say yes, I say the link to the asset. So that's, for example, like one of my YouTube videos where I go over ads, like this video, any video based on their problem. So if they said their problem is lead flow, like I give them a video about lead flow. If their problem is like the conversion in Shopify, you should send them a conversion Shopify video. Whatever, how could they go from like 2% conversion to 4%? Yes, link, and then after the link, I say, okay, you had the time, check it out. And then normally they always come back with this question. They always come back with like, damn, it was sick video. And they have a follow-up question about it. And then guess what? They have a follow-up question about it, like, oh, but this and this, you know, because they like the video. So like, perfect. you know what? You free on Monday? Happy to have a chat to see what I can do for you to help you solve this problem. And then you have them on a sales call. And they're already pre-sold and they know that you can solve their problem.
Yeah.
Normally, this stage is gonna be longer. You need to make the stage of the conversion here with pain points longer. And the best thing about setting, this is always true, like the most important thing, it's not about you need to ask one question or you need to ask 10. Sometimes you do one, sometimes you do 10, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you answer their question. So what I always do in every single text structure is they say something and I always start with like, got it, or awesome, or thanks for clarifying, that you understand them. And then you read their question, you give an answer to their question, and then when that answer came, you do a follow-up question.
Yeah.
This is literally every conversation. So first, you clarify that it makes sense what they said, like a thank you. Then you answer their question, and then you never answer their question and don't do a follow-up question onto it, because you want to lead the conversation.
Yeah.
Because when you don't do this, they're just gonna leave it unseen. This is how every conversation is structured. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. A lot of sense.
Perfect. So
I
then,
also tried this exact strategy with one of the leads, with the English guy.
Ah, yeah.
It was working way better than before than the other set it was doing.
perfect. And we can also look into the individual setting script and like we can do it together. Like I can just show like, okay, we have a conversation here. We'll go over that conversation. Same with the script of the ads. This is kind of like the second step. And then from here, you should technically get them into an appointment booked. And then when the appointment is booked, you send them a deliverables doc. Deliverables, or you send them the credibility asset, like a testimony or a proof or anything like that. And then from here, you have closers that get on a call. You have the closer that's basically on a call with them. They talk with them specifically about their pain points, their situation, and things like that. And then the most important thing is that the closer does only 20% of the conversion because your marketing already did 80%. You know what I mean, right? Yeah. Your assets did all the 80%. And the most important thing, I told this to Daniel as well, your team doesn't have leverage because they spent their own time on something. So when your closer gets 10 calls, but 8 are unqualified and don't show up, he's gonna be mad and annoyed.
Yeah.
But my closer has like 30 calls a month. He closes like 10, all paid in full, with like a 80% show up rate. Yeah. So he makes 10K per month with 20 hours to 25 hours per month. Yeah. Per month. 10K per month. While other closers, they grind their ass off for 8 calls. Like you don't get happy. So this costs a lot of time. And like assets is like, it costs a lot of time to build once, but you can use it forever. That's why I always use video material to create things. You know what I mean? Yeah. And in every single thing I do, I'm explaining you this, you hopefully get value from it. I'm recording this, so I potentially have a new course video. I use double my time, and that's like with assets, bro. It's like you need to have these assets in place, and I don't think you have enough.
No, we don't have
you have a couple, but like you don't have enough. So do this, look at the industry that you're in, look at the ICP that you target, look at the mechanisms you utilize. So for example, my answer industry, coaching market, my ICP, a coach making 20K per month, and my mechanism, profile funnel. And then you utilize these 3 steps. So what is the industry I'm in? Cool, I make a video about that industry. What is the ICP I target? I look around the pain points of that target market, and I focus on these pain points in that video. And then what is the mechanism behind it? The profile funnel. So I showcase that this industry with these types of people needs to use this funnel to solve their problem. You get what I mean? And then you make money. And then you guys are on a you land in Bali and 9 p.m. you see some fucking video of Nik Setting. You see this guy runs the profile funnel. You see, maybe this guy can solve my problem.
And then the next
you
day
see that video, and the next day you fly out to Greece and you pay in full.
Of course.
Right? But this is going to be the same for you.
Yeah.
And this is how you build how you build such a value asset. And you can build 5 of these. And one is about, for example, one is mainly about why not Facebook ads, but why Google ads, how you use this new Google funnel. Mm-hmm. One is going to be about a bigger pain point, like conversion increase on your Shopify store. One is about delegation. So like how to basically make 50K per month in revenue with dropshipping, or profit with dropshipping. Like let's say like 200K per month revenue, 50K per month profit.
Yeah, so okay.
Yes, and then no. This is delegating. This is delegating. So we've you make 200K per month revenue, 50K per month profit, but you're still working in your own business. You're still working 80 hours per week. Super annoying. So how can you build a team around your Shopify store to make sure that you can delegate everything instantly?
How to structure your team.
Delegating, conversion, not Facebook ads, but Google ads. One is a transformation from a client. And then one is about, okay, how to actually find winning products. And then call it a unique mechanism. So unique mechanism on your way to find winning products. And then you market it in a way where it's specifically for Google Ads. So like this is the winning strategy you use, which perfectly fits into running Google Ads. You know what I mean? Because that's your unique mechanism.
So how to structure your team building for your e-commerce store? Or do we need to frame it in another way?
How to structure your team building of your e-commerce business. You should frame it not like with the e-commerce business. You should talk about the pain points. So you're making 200K per month in profit with your Shopify store. But at the same time, you're working 80 hours a week. You have nothing delegated. You have no automations in place. You have no systems in place. We work with our team that does everything for us, meaning we have slightly lower profit margin, but we have so much more time to work on our business. And because we're utilizing a Google Ads strategy, we make way higher profit margins way quicker. You can market it like that, right? You can say, okay, my profit is lower because I delegate things, but at the same time, my profit is higher and everything because I leverage Google Ads, and nobody in the market is using Google Ads. Everybody is doing Facebook ads. All these guys selling you something, they're selling you Facebook ads. I'm doing Google Ads. And that's why I became successful with the things that I do. And you make a vlog, you're in Marbella, and people think that you're there because the Google Ads work well.
Yeah.
Because it's your mechanism. Yeah. You know, like I always say, okay, I made $3 million online, and then like, or 2.5, and then like, I say, yeah, it's because of the profile funnel. And it's true. You know, is everything because of the profile funnel? No, of course not. Like I have a brand, I have like my organic goes well, like everything goes well, you know what I mean? So like it's not, of course it's not only that, but it's like a combination of so many different things. And I think that's like important to address, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's like important.
That are a lot of new followers in just 30 minutes.
35. Yeah, that's what you get when you run the profile funnel.
Yeah.
But if you want to join the retreat, by the way, in 4 days, you can if you want. It's just $5,000 per person. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful retreat. We have a sauna. We have for Wes we have a massage room.
And also the pedicure room?
Or? No pedicure. No. That was like that house was like around like $30,000 per day. It was a little bit too expensive. No, but I think you get the point, right? So that's top of the funnel ads, middle of the funnel conversion, and then we have the sales team in place that does whatever they need to do with the assets and everything. Do you have questions about like the whole funnel in general? Because I think it's important that you know every single step to take now.
I think it's way more clear right now than we did before.
Perfect.
The only thing that you have to do is send us directly this loan. So if we forget something today,
no, that makes sense. It's just $5,000. No worries. So the extra session.
I don't even have a bank account.
Yeah. So this is all the clarity, and then like besides that, do the tracking and the testimonials. That will help a lot, bro. Like we talked about testimonials. When you put the testimonial on your profile, do it like this. You make one testimonial page, and you post every other day one testimonial, and you post it on your YouTube channel. And you can even do a separate YouTube channel if you want.
Yeah, okay.
But you don't, based on your brand awareness, you don't have to do a separate YouTube channel yet. But make a super nice outlook for the thumbnail, the banner, and the title. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
And then you make a slide here. Every single time you post a new testimonial on YouTube, you repurpose this on IG with a little story behind it. So this is your story. Here's the picture.
For example,
here is the link, and here's like talking about the prospect of what he did. Yeah. You do this every 2 days. So should be after 1 month, 15 slides should be added to this about testimonials. And you send this to clients constantly. Yeah. More clarity, everything, testimonials clear, like everything is provided. And then DM store, you want my help to start to scale your own e-com business. Too generic, is that? DM store, DM Google, you can do that. It's like interested. It's like it's like people get interested by that. DM Google if you are interested running a 100K a month profitable e-com store driven by Google, whatever.
It's way more interesting.
Yeah. It's like, instead of like an e-com business, you know? How it's called Juno, and then you add like a different type of testimonial to this. And then you have testimonials here. You can even make a slide on the top with testimonials here. You keep posting more pictures because in the upcoming weeks you're in Marbella, so you make a lot of nice content. He makes a lot of nice content. You make this is super clear as well. I like this a lot. And like, make sure that on your brand, people feel like you're living, you're doing stuff. That's why the Myros is good. But with me, like I also post a lot of this content all the time, like this.
$10,000.
Like I flew out June.
Out a stranger I met on the internet.
Why isn't the sound not working?
Because of the recording.
Oh, so that's an example of it. You know what I mean? That's super, super important that we like clarify these points clearly. And then we know exactly, okay, what do we need to do? What are the steps we need to take? It's like a combination of so many different things. So the profile, look, DM info if you want to help build a skill 50K per month with your business. I have one clear testimonial page. People see all my credibility and testimonials here and everything. They see everything. They have all the clarity on everything. This is a script process we could use.
Do you think we should build an Instagram page for our offer? What do you think?
You can, but like based on your brand awareness, it's perfectly fine if you post it on the main profile for now, but make like one testimonial page here and then post all these testimonials on there.
Yeah, but we still keep the client ones.
Yeah, of course. You still keep the client ones. You don't remove them. Like they're perfect. Just keep everything. But post one every other day. If you have 20, post them for 40 days. Or if you have like 10, do like one every 3 days. Or like preferably even 4, unless you get new ones. But it's weird if you have like 10 testimonials posted in 1 month. And then the next month you have like 1.
Where do they come from?
People are like, damn, this is weird. So post it consistently and nice. But yeah, I think that's like a lot of clarity in terms of what needs to happen. So change the bio slightly. Your profile picture is nice. I like your profile picture. Reels are clear. Make a lot of lifestyle content still, but add value to it. Become like a unique like figure person. And what we talked about in the beginning as well, if we focus on the Dutch market or English market, transition to Dutch market. When you feel like that with the TikTok content and the Instagram account, the new account, it starts to work well. It's all into Dutch market, going all into the Dutch market. And decide this quick, you know, and it's difficult, I know, but it's a quick decision to make because then you can make the testimonials in Dutch or English.
Yeah, we're going to
but we can talk about that.
We're going to talk about it.
Talk about that. And like really strategically think, because when it comes down to like market share, you think like, oh, are there enough people in the Netherlands? That is all limiting beliefs. That's like not really a fair
What
belief.
do you think what we should do?
So what I
Then
think
we
based
just
on,
make a decision.
okay, so to be honest, right? I
No,
told
we
you
have to
about your
think about
English. I told you about your English. You have to improve English. You can speak super good English. It's just your accent. So like it helps a lot when you speak super well English, when people think you're English. That helps just a lot. It's like seeing this, like a super interesting example, but then you see the point. When a Polish guy comes to the Netherlands, and he starts to speak Dutch, but you know it.
You know
but
that
like
he's Polish because of the accent.
you still have respect for him and whatever.
Yeah,
but
you're
but
thinking
still,
like,
you still you know like he's Polish, for example, or like even German, and he speaks like half Dutch, but not really. You're like, yeah, this is like whatever it is, you know, like it's weird. It's just an interesting situation. Whereas people that speak super good English in our English are looking at you like that. You get where I just use the example because you guys know what I mean. So like you know like how people view you when you speak like that. But because like bro, there are people making, how much is the eco market making in the Netherlands? Like $3 million per month with all the people combined. You can take 100K from that, especially with the proof you have. And 100K, you know, 100K per month in profit,
But
easy.
should we nurture them first?
You nurture them, yeah, of course, but like
So
it depends
I
on
have
the type of content.
I have another account which I can like
Write this also down.
I can
Write
make an
down
announcement.
Netherlands versus English profile, type of content to create on this profile. Yeah, and then see, okay, like the funnel behind the process, in my opinion, just works perfectly. Like, I don't think we need to switch everything around. I think the funnel that we do is good. We just got to make it more consistent and optimize it.
But the thing is that if we're going to switch to the Dutch market, do we have to turn off the ads and make new ones?
Yeah, of course. You have to make them in Dutch. Yeah, that's the point. But like, that's the point. Like, that's like, I know it's a difficult decision.
Yeah,
that's the
really
step,
difficult.
right? That's like a difficult situation you're in. But we can talk about it off camera as well.
We can turn off the ads either way, as we now
Yeah.
we have a new strategy, so you can turn them off.
Turn off the ads, but make sure like it needs to give similar numbers to the prior ads it has been running. If it doesn't give similar numbers, there's probably like a technical issue into the ad account or something. This is a good point. Start making more content. This is value-based content, but you can also create your own unique style into creating this content. I think that's good. Like even this, if you can make like a duplicate like this of all the 10 testimonials you make. Post that as well. You know what I mean? And try just the talking on a different profile on TikTok and on Instagram so you can test if that works for you here. Other questions?
No questions.
Like anything about any part of the funnel?
No, but we
Alright. So,